So I was sitting on the couch today thinking, I need another project. Not like I don't have enough the way it is, right? But I need a new one. And this one I wanted to be an LS swap. Not, not like they haven't been done before, but I got the vet, so why not do another LS vehicle? I've still got the 55 I need to finish the 55, which it's running, driving, as you saw in the last video, but it needs some tires, needs a little bit more brake work. The cooling system leaks. It's an old car, and it's still cool. It's in my storage garage, I guess, beside this one. But anyway, I need a new project. So a few days ago, well, longer than a few days, but regardless, I picked up my new project. It is a 2003 S10 Extreme regular cab, and it is bright yellow. Let me show you. Boom! Ain't supposed to see the engine yet. But there it is. Picked this up. Traded, actually. I traded a motorcycle that wasn't worth anything for it. But I probably still came out on the worse end of the deal there. But either way, I want to do this. And in my area, it is almost impossible to find an S10 that is not rusted out junk. So this one here is not rusted out. It's actually in fantastic condition, with the exception of a few paint spots. I'll show you those in a minute. But it's got a blown up 2.2 liter 4-cylinder. So it's a perfect vehicle to throw an LS in, right? So this is it. Ignore all the junk in the bed. I've been accumulating parts, as I'll show you in a minute. But here's some of the paint work I'm going to have to do. I guess the previous owner tried to, I don't know what he tried to do actually, but he put some spray paint clear on there. But obviously the tops of the rails need redone. This part of the bedside is faded like you wouldn't believe for whatever reason. And then the big thing is up here. Yeah. All the clear coat's gone, but that's not a big deal. Luckily, a little bit of paint, but again, no rust, which is fantastic. Interior is nothing special. It's just a 2003 S10 interior. I mean, it's boring, but I'll probably replace the seats at some point. But everything else is fine. Everything works as it should, which is nice because I plan to keep the AC, keep the heat, make it a good everyday driver that's still a ton of fun to drive. So, on to the power plant. This is where it gets fun. I picked this up at a junkyard about an hour and a half from me with a 4L60E transmission, and it was rough. This junkyard is known for really, LS swaps. I mean, they sell 5.3s, 4.8s, they sell 6.0s every day, all day. They literally yank them out, harness, PCM, everything. They just cut it out, and they send them on their way, which is fine. A lot of guys, including a lot of guys here on the YouTubes, would basically throw that into their donor and run with it and have a blast, and that's fine. That's actually that's more than fine. That's fantastic. But I'm kind of OCD about this kind of thing, and I figure the engine's out, it's got to be clean. I got to clean it up, and that's where the trouble started. So as I started cleaning it up, I noticed it had an absolute ton of miles. See, keep in mind, they didn't know how many miles was on this engine. I paid $500 for it, unknown mileage, but they said it ran good when they pulled it. So I took their word for it. They had a 30-day guarantee or what have you, but obviously the guarantee is worthless for me because I wasn't going to throw it in anytime soon. So anyway, I started tearing it down, and I mean, it was filthy. I've never seen anything so dirty. The inside, which actually, as you can see, I've got it all tore down here. Even the crank is nothing but a piece of carbon. All the journals and stuff is in very good condition, but everything was covered in the thickest baked on oil you could imagine. So I got it torn down to the short block, and I started looking around. Obviously, I'm going to throw a cam in it. You can't see it, but it's over there. BTR, stage 4, something or other. It'll be decent power, good sound, all that jazz. But anyway, so I pulled the old cam out, and I'm assuming somebody may tell me the same thing, but they always say, hey, don't look at the cam bearings, throw it in and run with it. But I did look at them because you're down that far, you spent the money, you're doing the work. Why wouldn't you look at them? I can argue that all day. But here's what I took out. I mean, that's pure, you know, copper bearing in there. And they all look like that. I mean, they were awful. So I got those bearings out. I already installed the new bearings. I don't know why people think that's such a hard job. It really isn't. It's a pretty easy job if you have the tool. But I got the bearings in. Obviously test fit it with the old cam after cleaning it because it was that dirty. But we got the old cam in there. Everything spun as it should. I also cleaned the block. I mean, it had a good ½ inch of just grime and grease all over the side of the block. I went ahead and honed out the cylinders. I don't know how well you can see it. They were pretty glazed, but everything was in good condition. At least, you know, bearing surfaces, journals, things like that. Give you an idea of how dirty they were, though. Every one of these oil galleys on the mains was just clogged with dirt and grime and just gross. So cleaned those. New bearings. I already got all the new bearings, new gaskets. I got new rings for the pistons, which right now I've got the pistons setting in a mixture, and it's cleaning up real nice. I've been letting that set for about a day. A mixture of Marvel Mystery Oil, ATF, some degreasers of various kinds. I'm just kind of letting them set in there because the pistons, even the rods, as you can see, everything is covered in this really thick carbon. So it looks disgusting, but you know what? It's working. So I'm probably going to manually scrub on those as soon as, well, heck, I may do it in this video. But yeah, so I mean, it's coming along. I'm definitely going a little farther than anticipated. You know, I did just kind of want to slap a V8 in there with a small cam and have a good time, but it's gotten a little farther than that. But there's my aluminum radiator. I got the dual fans. I already picked up the HP tuner to do my own tune. Here's all the stuff: bearings, rings, gaskets, timing set, new oil pump. Which, here's an idea of how bad it was. That front cover is how the entire engine was inside and out. I mean, I've never seen anything so bad. But the heads look pretty good. The valves look pretty good. I am going to disassemble the heads, clean them, relap the valves, put the new springs in, all that stuff. It'll be basically a completely fresh 5.3 when I'm done. But again, why would you not want to do that? You know, you spent the money on this, and you're going to the trouble of actually building it. Why not do it? Some will argue, and that's fine. You do the project the way you want to do it. I'm going to do it my way. But really excited to get this going. How long have I been talking here? 9 minutes. I think I'll probably just end the video here. In the next video, which is going to be coming in a few days, because I'm going to start building this truck, will probably be assembly of the engine. Once the engine is assembled, we're going to yank the old powertrain out of the S10, get it all cleaned up. I'm really excited. This is going to be a very nicely done V8 swap on an S10, in my opinion. But if you like the video, please hit the like button. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. If you want to comment below on your thoughts of the project, your ideas, happy to hear them. Until next time, see ya.